Hello and welcome to another episode of the Finance Freaks. Last episode we talked about SpaceX. Gosh, it's been volatile, but Michael Ivarone, our guest, gave us some excellent insight into the stock, the valuation, and what's in it for Elon Musk if it's really successful. So we thank him for being on the show. We appreciated his insight. So let's start with Micron. Holy shit. I heard it cleverly phrased as it's time to drop the Micron. I mean, the analysts call, they got estimates of $730 on this thing. It was $1,000 yesterday, and today it was $1,237 the last time I looked.
They're talking about, it's crazy. They're talking about this super cycle that they're in, right? That it's different this time. That this time compared to all the other times that these memory stocks have rallied like this, this time they're going to the moon, right? Maybe they are, but look at those numbers, Bruce. 25 billion for the next quarter.
Yeah.
They were looking for 20. They're talking about 5 billion more than expected with pricing increases coming, is what it is. So they're nowhere near done yet. It's just the outlook for these companies is insane. But it's all about AI driven, right? So you asked about value. So everything we talk about will be about value. Is this a value stock? No way, of course not, because we're not talking about Home Depot here, but we're talking about something that maybe it's got a value in it only because what if it's going to double from here? Is something that doubles based on its earnings value? If it's based on earnings and not hype, it's value then. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think it's getting a lot of play too because they're the only manufacturer here in the United States. And, the world is a crazy place. So by hook or by crook, they'll be able to do business where somebody else might get interrupted.
Yes, correct. And they're really killing it, though. Killing it. But, sometimes you get people that buy on rumors, sell on news. So, there's going to be some more fluctuation here.
Sure, but I always look at this. The stock is up a lot today, $200 on 1,000, The only reason why the stock is up that much today is, number one, you don't have anybody taking the bait on the sell side. And number two, you got some fresh buying coming in. So the people who are buying here at $1,200, what the heck are they looking for?
Look, you have estimates at 1,600 to 2,000 now, right, on Micron. But it kind of makes sense. I know it sounds crazy, but it does. When you have a company that says that they're going to hit 50 billion next year, that's insane. On a company that was literally doing like 8 billion a year ago. So why can't it? It's not an incredible value play, but it certainly is something that can make you money, even at these levels.
You almost want to buy the dips. Want to buy the dips.
Think about how many people were probably waiting to see what the numbers were, hoping that they weren't be so great and that the stock would be down for them to buy. Now they're chasing it up here is what's happening.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Business is not about avoiding crisis. In business, crisis or difficulty, I think, is an inevitability. I think to be a good CEO or a good CFO that can manage cash flows and financing effectively, it's crisis management. You got to know how to act when crisis comes. Anybody can be a good CEO or a good CFO when things are going well. It's what you do during the storm. And I mentioned that as kind of an intro to Alphabet. Google's parent company lost two. You think about the enormity of Google and Alphabet, their parent. They lost two guys, but two of the top AI researchers, and the stock reacted. The guys' names were Noam Shazer and John Jumper. One of them went to OpenAI and the other one went to Anthropic. And the stock dropped like 7% in a single day for two guys. So why does it matter? I mean, real AI talent is incredibly scarce, incredibly scarce. And that's why companies will pay a gigantic premium for it. I mentioned last week that my business partner in the merchant cash advance business, his son sold a company that he started 2 years ago called Fractional AI for $300 million. And what they had was a unique ability to make Anthropic's AI work in scale for pretty large businesses. And Anthropic said, they do it better than us. We have to own them, and it doesn't matter how much we pay,
Oh, yeah.
So, that's a tough one for Alphabet because it gives its rivals, those two companies, kind of inside knowledge to where Alphabet was going, So I think it's a really big deal. I mean, it's not fatal because Alphabet is a behemoth, They have the financial wherewithal to hire new people or buy another company that may be, a leader in the space. So, look, Google still has massive computability and all that stuff.
Bruce, it makes me sick. I'll tell you why. It makes me crazy. I consider us pretty smart. We're smart guys, absolutely smart guys compared to the average bear out there. But these kids, like you just mentioned, these kids are geniuses. And not everybody is, but think about how smart they are to figure out this technology, which is not the easiest thing to figure out. But they have such genius brains that they're able to, in 2 years, create that type of a wealth for themselves. And everyone else, well, most of the rest of the world, drugs along, tries to get, make a paycheck, and then you get somebody that's so smart can turn in 2 years 0 into 300 million. It's just makes me sick actually that it's not me.
There's a company called Hynix X,
Sure,
AI
sure.
company in South Korea. Because of the success of and the valuation more than anything else of SpaceX, they've decided to come public here in the United States. They're gonna raise about $29.5 billion here in the United States. And the reason I mention it, and they have not proposed a date yet for when they go public, but I imagine it'll be in the next couple of quarters. The reason I mention it is, you remember when a lot of the Chinese IPOs got very, very hot here in this country? And you saw some huge gains.
Yes,
Crazy.
huge.
And that was because a lot of Chinese money, besides American money, a lot of money from China came flowing into these stocks, and these people weren't sellers. So you had a ton of buyers and no real sellers, and the stocks went up astronomically. I probably play this Hynix when it starts to trade for that same reason. I think we'll see a ton of Korean money flow into the U.S. market to own that stock. It's a very large, well-respected company in South Korea. And that's one that, when it comes, I did not play the SpaceX IPO, but I would play this one. So,
Okay.
so guys, HYNIX, we'll tell you more about it as its IPO approaches. But I think that that's a worthwhile pursuit. So
I like that stock too. I know it's coming here, and that's a good idea, Bruce.